Yo, what's up, Stone? What's up, Slow-Mo? How you doing? How you doing? All right, you guys. We're gonna be flipping my setup around right here. We're gonna be plugging in my personal PC again because we just got done benchmarking on this beautiful 7800 XT 9600X build in the Fantex Evolve X2. It's crazy heavy, and you guys can see that the back is glass. If you look at the back panel on the PC case, it's glass. So it's a really unique case. Yo, what's up, SK? All right, welcome in. What am I doing? I'm setting up my personal PC. We're gonna be setting up in this corner right here. And we have all the cables for my setup right here, all kind of neatly together, which is nice. But yeah, we're putting back over. We gotta wipe down to my Be Quiet light base 600 build, which is absolutely huge. Way too big. Hope everything can reach. Welcome in, welcome in. Let's go just make sure the wire management. Yeah, wire management's gonna be pretty good. What's the CPU and GPU? This one has a 9070 XT and a 9800X 3D. It's gonna be a little bit of a stretch. For some reason, I might have swapped these monitor arm HDMI cables to the wrong ones. This one does not want to reach anymore. What's good? Fortnite at 2 FPS? 240 FPS? Yeah, I could do that easy. What's the best budget GPU? Definitely the 9060 XT right now. 100%. I wonder if I have a longer DisplayPort cable. Definitely not this. Love the RGB lights, thank you. Can you please tell me about your full setup? I have all the items in my complete setup linked in my Pinterest. So yeah, everything in my whole setup is linked in my Pinterest page. Everything. Yeah, it links you to all the Amazon listings for everything in my setup. Hey, appreciate that. Let's go, SK. That's a sick case. I love this case a ton. It can be in the upright position too. All right, there we go. Alright, I think I'm caught up with everyone. You guys, I can talk a lot about the RGB too in this PC once I boot it on. You guys will see there is quite a bit of RGB in this build. It's pretty unreal. So if you want, we can get a little close up on everything I'm plugging into for you guys. We got a lot to plug in back here, yo. And if you guys look closely, besides the Wi-Fi antenna, we actually have an HDMI cable routed out from the top GPU bracket right above the GPU. And then we have a little USB power to the motherboard too. So that is what is running the mini screen inside of the PC. Now there's a few benefits to having an integrated GPU in your CPU also, because now I'm not gonna take up a display port or HDMI port on my GPU because I'm using the one connected to my integrated GPU on my 9800X3D. Can't remember if this liked USB. All right. So now things should be hooked back up. All right. There we go. Love the setup. I got the Clink Void X YED for my case. That's sick. I haven't even heard of that one. What's the GPU? It's a 9070 XT Power Color Devil Color. It's gotten a little cheaper, definitely, recently, which is nice. Oh, I gotta plug in USB for my mic. Let's do that real quick. I'm really running out of cables. Run this over here. Wait, under this. Right up to the mic. Boom. Nice. Yeah, I love this GPU. All right. These two be hooked up front. And one more. Oh. Welcome in, welcome in. You got your 2080 for free? That's awesome. You're getting a 9070? That should do really good. I think it's a great 1440p card. 9070 XT is more 4K, but 9070 does great at 1080p and 1440p. Super good. This monitor arm is always a pain. All right, there we go. Aorus Elite B760 from Gigabyte, nice. Is the Ryzen 5 5700X good for a mid-range build? Yeah, it's amazing. And you'll just be really happy you're on the AM4 platform too. AM4 is still a really good platform. If people are telling you AM4 is not a good platform, they're wrong. All right. What's the PC case? It's the Be Quiet Lightbase 600. AM4 still competes with some AM5. Yeah, builds. Yeah. Especially if you're just like gaming performance only. Yeah, some AM4 chips do super well, like 5700X3D and 5800X3D. What's the best white motherboard for i7-6700K? I don't know. I don't know, with that old of a socket, I'm not sure. I think we're about set up to boot this thing up, you guys. Hopefully it boots right up. Yeah, exactly. There's not too many older white motherboards. I have a question. My internet works amazing on my phone, but my PC absolutely sucks, even my Wi-Fi dongle. just try to wire in. But of course, like, I don't know if you notice, depending on how many people are in your house and how many people are using the internet at the same time, that can be a huge factor too. If you're gaming when like no one's awake, you're gonna get way better internet. And depending on your service, I mean, it could even, in your area, how many people are using the internet can be a factor. I have a question. Yeah, okay, I got that. What parts in that PC? I have the full specs list in my Discord. But it's a Be Quiet Light Base 600, and it's got a lot going on in it for sure. Let's see. I definitely got to wipe off the top though. All right, booted right up. Good sign, good sign, good sign. We have rub bands, so I don't really, it's supposed to work unlimited. Yeah, I'm not sure. Looks awesome. Thank you, Gabrielle. Yeah, I don't know why. This build gets a lot of hate. It's pretty surprising. You also have your RGB settings built into the motherboard if you hold this for 5 seconds. Yeah, this one. There we go. You can just change all the different RGB patterns. Red looks pretty cool. Let's go all the way back to red. That. Ethernet through the house, so I'm happy with that. It should work awesome. Yeah, it definitely should. That's weird. How does it get hate? A lot of people think it's breaking the AIO. I think is the main thing. A lot of people think the AIO is getting damaged, even though the pump is the lowest point in the loop. I like red, but blue is my favorite color. Blue looks pretty good. Intel 13400F GPU with GPU Ryzen 5 8500G. Which one you prefer? Well, the Ryzen 5 8500G is a integrated graphics CPU. So it's like raw performance isn't that good, but it has an integrated GPU in it. So I would definitely go 13400F with the GPU way over the 8500G. Yeah, now the AIO is fine. Yeah, it is. I've had 2 builds like this and they've survived a very long time. How much in price? It was right around 2,000. Best AIO for the Ryzen 9 9550X3D. Well, if you're doing like heavy workloads on it and maybe even overclocking it, get like an Arctic Liquid Freezer 3, no doubt. Best AIO, I think. Really good price point too. I'm also thinking it might be self-error because this was my first PC build. No, Gavin, it's you could try checking your Wi-Fi drivers and your Ethernet drivers. Make sure those are downloaded. And I think you should be good. That'll probably fix your issue. You like the Elite LCD? Nice. I was gonna buy an Any, but it came only in black. And it might be a single because it will scan and find any Bluetooth devices. No, Gavin, I think it's your Ethernet drivers. Go to your motherboard's drivers page and download all the drivers. Nice PC you got. Thank you. I appreciate that, Mr. Anonym. We can take a closer look at it too. I haven't booted up this PC in a long time because I was just benchmarking a 7800 XT 9600X build. But this one's acting a little weird too. This PC's acting weird. Or at least Steam is acting weird. Maybe I can restart Steam. Oh, you downloaded drivers? You have no clue? That's weird then. UPS sucks on the West Coast for shipping parts? Yeah. That's a clean PC. What's the specs? Full specs are in my Discord, but it's a 9070 XT, 9800X 3D, and the Be Quiet Lightbase 600 with a $19 streamer overlay, which is super cool. Instead of a Lee & Lee streamer cable for like $70, I just went with like a $19 overlay. So that was really cool. That's probably one of my favorite parts about this build. Yeah, it's a pretty well balanced build for pretty cheap. Considering its specs. But let me actually just restart this thing. Is that my main PC? Yes. It is. Any problems with airflow when it's sideways? No, as you can see, you can actually see the feet under the PC. I got the same temps vertical as I did horizontal. When it is sideways like this, I can run the, here, one sec, you guys. All right, so like I said, when the PC is sideways, I can run essentially the radiator to not be exhaust. I can run intake on the radiator. So since this is intake, I'm actually gonna see a decrease in my CPU temps compared to running exhaust on the radiator. Then when we add a push-pull setup, we even see even more of a decrease in temps. If you add a push-pull setup to an exhaust radiator setup, you'll actually not see really any difference at all because you're taking hot air from inside the case and pushing it through the radiator. But if you're pulling more fresh air in and focusing more on your CPU temperature than your GPU temperature, then you'll actually see a temperature decrease with a push-pull setup. Is it a time machine? It kind of looks like it. Looks like a microwave. That color's really bright, yo. I have a huge upgrade. I went from a 3050 to a i9 13900K and 4090. That is a giant upgrade. X670, 64 gigs, 6400 gigabytes, Ryzen 9, 9950X3D, 5090. Alex, I feel like you know how good your build is. I think it's a bit overkill. I definitely, if I had a build like that, I would not utilize it to its full potential. I would probably use like 20% of its full potential. Even with everything I do, all my 4K editing, rendering, a little bit of Blender, a little bit of game creation, a lot of AI, and a lot of video editing. I think I would survive off like a 5600 and a 3060. That's like what I need. This build is a 9070 XT, 9800X 3D, and it's definitely overkill for me. You can, Sasa aimbots. It's up to you. Yeah, I can easily run Cyberpunk 4K 60 FPS. I have a full video breakdown here on my YouTube. It's on a push-pull setup, so it's taking air in. These are 6 intake fans on my radiator to affect my CPU temps over my GPU temps. So you're favoring CPU temps when you're running intake on your radiator. If you're running exhaust on your radiator, you are always gonna favor GPU temps. I know, right, Shade? I feel like, I mean, even a 4070, I'd survive off a 4070. 4080 is overkill for me. Even like future-proofing, I could probably survive off a 4070 till like 2030. Thanks for the information, of course. Oh yeah, and like I said before, if you're running a push-pull setup and it's exhausting through your PC case, you're taking hot air from your PC and you're pushing it through your radiator, so you aren't gonna see a temperature decrease by setting up a push-pull setup on a radiator that's set to exhaust. You will favor your GPU temperature. Yeah, I know you meant the AIO. I'm thinking about getting a 9060 XT 16 gig. It's a good choice. That's a great choice. That's an amazing choice. Should I use 2 terabyte HDD for my games? I'd probably go with an SSD. I've had a couple hard drives fail on me. It's no fun. 9800 X3D and a 5080. Great pair, a bit overkill, but if you can afford it, go for it. 1,000,000%. Why not? All right, there we go, you guys. Finally got everything in the setup linked up. And I think I'm caught up with everybody's questions. I really hope I didn't miss anyone. 580 for 120, good or not? I know it's too old. No, I would save up $80 more and I would get a 7600 AMD GPU. It's a great GPU. You can even play 1440p on that GPU, any AAA title at 1080p. And you can get that GPU for $200, 7600 from AMD. Any recommendations for air cooler with some RGB? Saw cooler off my Ryzen 5 7600. Yeah, you should. 7600 doesn't get super hot, but it'll definitely give you a little more headroom if you keep it cooler. And I would go with like a I don't know, maybe Thermalright? Something from Thermalright. I used a really cool Thermalright air cooler in this mini build. This one was sweet. But yeah, this is a little Thermalright air cooler in here. This is cooling an 8700G. The purple, you like the purple lighting? The purple lighting looks good. Is editing in 4K gaming a good excuse for a 5080, 5070 Ti? Also, I think about 9070 XT for editing in 4K gaming. Any of those options are great. I think 9070 XT is the best price point, around $720. And then undervolt the card and it'll be amazing. But yeah, Sasa aimbots, I think $700 GPU is quite a bit of money. And I would just go for that 9070 XT. 5070 Ti is a little pricier, a little better performance, but I don't know. It's just the price point of the 9070 XT is just unreal for what you get. So I'd go with that all the way. I don't think anyone's gonna do a 50-50 build, for real. All right, and then lots of people always ask about Signal RGB, and like what I use for Signal, and I just have the free version. These are all the ones I use. And sometimes I'll use MSI Center too, just depending on stuff. Signal RGB does not work for you. It doesn't have every single motherboard on their compatibility list. Mystic Light is nice also because Mystic Light will boot directly with my RGB pattern from completely being turned off. So that's probably one of my favorite parts about it too. This is one of my favorite RGB patterns too. That's probably an MSI Center. It flows really well just with all the RGB parts around the whole PC. But I think a lot of people like red, honestly. We go to like wave and let's just throw on like double red maybe. I like the red and white. So recommend low budget PC streamers, portable monitors for a second monitor to read chat. Like on my setup, I got a normal 100 Hz and a portable monitor to just do anything while I'm gaming. Yeah, I really like portable monitors. I got one right here, and then I got one right here too. That's actually just set up on this keyboard, which is kind of cool. Portable monitors are awesome though. This one I believe is 2K too, which is really cool. So the fact that one's 2K is pretty sweet. I feel like I gotta add purple to this just to match like my wall RGB. Would you do a small form factor build just containing an APU like a Ryzen 7 8700G? Yeah, that's what this is. That's literally what this is. It has an 8700G in it, no GPU. This thing was $600 with the 8700G. That is cheap. What should I look for? For like a full setup, yeah, are you talking like full setup or are you just like a PC setup? For a PC setup, look for something that's on AM4. If you check here on my YouTube channel, Draken, I go through PCs listed on Facebook Marketplace and I give you guys my opinion on them and what to look for and what I think is viable out of buying a used PC or maybe sketchy, or I just give my full opinion on like the listing. So yeah, check out that on my channel. I think I have like 3 videos up for it and it's just yeah, it's pretty cool. I also do a lot of reviewing my followers' PC part pickers lists, so you can check out that if you're trying to build a PC part pickers list. But if you want to look for a used PC off Marketplace, watch those videos because I definitely give a lot of builds a ton of hate, which I think is, yeah, you got to know what you're looking for. And a lot of people on Marketplace try to rip people off. So yeah, it's definitely a tough place to buy a PC. Yeah, exactly. Find something on the AM4 platform. If you're shopping off Marketplace, that'd be a perfect choice. You can also do these Xeon CPU, RAM, and motherboard combos if you don't plan on doing AAA title games. Yeah, that's super cheap. But I got my 8700G for $240 like a long time ago. And I got the mini ITX motherboard in that mini PC for $129. That's an AM5 motherboard, or it might have been less. Might have been $119. But that was the A620i Lightning from Asus. Yo, what's up, Jaswinder? How you doing? How you doing? Saving for a PC is a Ryzen 5070 good with a 5700X 3D? Yeah, that's super good. Even though you're on AM4 and you have Gen 4 stuff on an AM4 board, using a Gen 5 GPU, Gen 4 speeds over Gen 5, you get like minimal performance. Yeah, Ryzen 5700X 3D and a 5070. Save some money, lower the GPU, you could. I mean, 9060 XT would be another great pair. You may end up building a PC with a 5060, which CPU would you recommend for AM5, just entry level? I got my 7600X recently off Amazon for 160 bucks. 4070 would be a really good pair. I mean, it has similar performance to a 5070. It might even be pretty pricey. 4080 is going to be super pricey. So yeah, I think 5070 would probably be a cheaper option. Yo, Voxnell, you're crazy. 6 out of 10, I appreciate that. 5070 Ti with 9800X 3D, is it good? Duh. Of course, Liam. Okay, what should I use instead of a 5070? I mean, a 5070 would be a decent choice. I'd do that or a 9060 of some sort. I mean, yeah, you can even get like a non-XT version. Find a crazy cheap 9060. Do you think ROG boards are worth it for the features? No, not at all. I don't buy yeah, I never build with like any ROG board at all. They're always too pricey. 7600 at 300 at the same price. I'll get a 4060. 7600, I just bought it off Amazon for $160, brand new. It just depends where you live, but that sucks if the 7600 is 300. Oh, you're talking GPU. I see, sorry. RX 7600 at 300, same price, you get a 4060. Yeah, I've seen the 7600 go up, down to 200 bucks. Enzo. I'm seeing it at 200 brand new on listings. 9060, 4070, 4080, 7600. I mean, the 4070 and 4080 destroy the 9060 and 7600 by a ton. But if you can get a 7600 for 200, do that. 7600 is 260. Yeah, stick with 32. Yeah, sorry, I just glitched out. Don't got a 5070, you can save money on that part? Yeah. Yeah, get 32 gigs of RAM. Yo, what's up, Notster Gaming? Yo, you guys, I feel like we can get a lot of people in here. What is the cheapest way to get Windows? I don't know if I can like legally tell you guys. Maybe you can join my Discord and people in there can help you figure it out. No, it's not even CD key. That's not even the best way. I'll show you guys. The best way is through this. Literally, you can use this, you guys. You can use this to activate it. Yeah, right here, you guys. This is what you can use to activate it. I don't use any upscaling ever. I don't know if I legally can. But number 22, just look up a way that uses that method and you'll find it like immediately. Just include that in your search wording. Use command prompt in your search. But yeah, I don't use any DLSS or any upscaling ever. I absolutely hate it. I think anything over like 20 to 30 milliseconds of latency, like I just can't stand. It's absolutely unbearable to me. I think developers don't really optimize their games as much because of the upscaling. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, it's no fun. Yeah, I never use it. I always turn it off. And all my like benchmarking at the end of my long form videos too, I don't use any upscaling ever. Just to see, like, show you guys raw native performance. Welcome in everybody. What's up, yo? Appreciate the likes too, everyone. We're going crazy in here. Let me change the wallpaper and then show you guys something really cool within this PC too. Yeah, this is a lit one. Nice case. How much did it cost? The full build was like $2,200, and the case is was $129. I really do like the case. Yeah, 130 or 170 depending on if you get fans. Yeah, I actually got it off Walmart.com. No fans, $129.99. And then I do have a full tutorial on how I set up this little mini screen inside here too, which is pretty cool. And then we have the really wild GPU. $2,000 USD, good price for a PC. Yeah, I think anything above like $1,200 is like more than enough. Getting some glare. Around two, did you mean 2 and 2.5K? You get a 3060? Yeah, that's horrible. Yeah, you can. You could squeeze it easily. Easily do that. Yeah, monitor and all the peripherals. That's what's up. What's up, Mag? How you doing? It is a Red Devil GPU, yes. Yeah, Red Devil cars look crazy good. Yeah, it's super good, Spendex. Yeah, it's more than enough. More than enough for what most people are gonna need. Where am I from? I'm on the West Coast, the US. Yeah, I feel like people are used to like, you know, like 580s and freaking 700Ks when you're talking old PC parts. Like when you say old PC parts, we think old, yo. $500 budget to upgrade for my birthday in 1 month. What do you think? Should I upgrade? I mean, $500 is not a lot to work with, yo, for real. Yo, Levente, the new setup. Nice. B570. Yeah. I just watch out for gigabyte boards. They give you like PCI lane 8x8, which is ridiculous. How's the laptop going, Levente? Nice, there you go. To be honest, I really feel like you're set up, but where is your GPU? Can't really see it. The GPU's right here. This is the GPU. It's the backplate. Here are the front fans. Yeah. They're like mid-range. I don't think they're underrated. The RTX 5090? Smidex, I appreciate you for the sub. Let's go. Fantex Evolve or Light Base 600? Light Base 600 1,000,000%. It was way more fun to build in, way more room, way more compatible with everything, and you just do lots of cool stuff in this build. Yeah, that's odd, Levente. Then the weird sound got pretty loud when I was recording it, so I've got that on video. Suddenly it was getting like 85, 89 degrees while CPU temp will idle. Yeah, it's got to be some turbo boost is probably turned on somewhere in the BIOS or some settings within the whatever it runs for applications. What GPU do I have? The 9070 XT Power Color Double Color. Why don't I peel the sticker off the AIO? I did. There's no sticker on there. Just a little bit of dirt. A lot of dirt up top, too. Which I do need to clean this thing off. People buying 5090s while I'm over here to build budget for myself with $250? Hey, you could do it. I would never spend, for a personal PC, I do not need a 5090. Still don't only have Armory Crate open, but I think I'm getting a replacement. Yeah, just get something new. Get something better. Now you know what to buy that's better. Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, if this noise gets louder too, that's definitely something like broken. That's not good. Yeah, right? I know, Levente. Have I had any game crashes with my 9070? No, but if you watch my full breakdown on me undervolting this card, you'll see that I did have a lot of crashes that a lot of YouTubers ran and were able to get stable, benchmarks with, but I had to find my own undervolt for my card, which I have in a long form video. Team red or team green? What do you mean by green? By the way, how loud do PCs get? Are they louder than laptops? Some PCs are like completely quiet. This one's quieter than a laptop, no doubt. Even with 13 fans, I'd say it's quieter than a laptop, or at least the laptop I used to have. Gotta go see it. Yo, have a great day, Smindex. Deadland Red Devil RX 590 is the greatest PC I've ever seen design-wise. Yeah, that's cool. But I've sold like the 011 Vision build I did. The guy I sold it to was absolutely blown away because he didn't even hear the PC like boot up or anything. That PC build was pretty close to silent. It had Johnsbow fans in it too. It had some Johnsbow FR505s because I built a PC and PC part picker with 900 with 7500X, 9060 XT. So I don't know. I currently have a build with a 9060 XT and a 7600 X in my office, and it's gonna be pretty cheap. It's also a gonna be like a micro ATX build too. Yo, have a good day, Levente. Peace. Oh, let's see, what other color should we run, you guys? I'm like red. I just changed the background lights to red too. Blue and purple? No, we're going red. All the way red, yo. Get some darker lighting. Yeah, why not? Do I think OLED's worth it over IPS? I mean, if you want to be bougie. But not really. Hey, love your stream. Quick question. Could you share your PC specs? Really curious about your setup. Full PC specs are in my Discord. I have a full breakdown on everything in the PC, even the mini screen inside of the PC. Which is pretty cool. I can show you that right in here. So as you can see, it's just another screen from my monitors just inside the PC. I'm choosing between 5070 Ti and 9070 XT, and mostly play competitive games like esports shooters. Similar, do you think it would be much better for that price? Price doesn't matter that much. Get the 5070 Ti. I like the 9070 XT more, but if price doesn't matter, get the 5070 Ti. To be honest, but if that's what you prefer, then get it. Yeah, right? You don't need OLED, but if you can do it, screw it, get it. All right, I think I'm caught up. I think I caught up to everybody. This thing gives off so much glare, yo. It's so bright. Is Intel 14700X a good pair with the 5070 laptop? Yeah. It'd be pretty beast. I don't know if you're going to be able to get that for a reasonable price, but it'd be a good system. Yeah, I probably could run Warzone decent. But Warzone is pretty hard to game to run. It's like a lot of your RAM gets used up. And I think it's CPU bound. MSI Mag 3 2-win UP is really good, just a bit pricey though. Yeah, like the SUP 01-2 is a cool case. I ordered it for 1800 USD. Yeah, that's a lot. PC specs, 9070 XT, 9800X 3D. I mean, just what you could build in like a PC for that much money would be pretty insane. For 1800, you could do something beast. Is the RTX 5070 really that bad? Just order it. I don't think it's bad, but compared to the old generations, it's not a huge performance increase. You do get like a better upscaling, but like I was talking about before, I absolutely hate upscaling. Just being a competitive gamer and kind of being you know, pretty intense when I game. Any latency I feel, I can't stand. I can't stand latency. Yo, latency is like my worst enemy. And with upscaling, you get like 20 milliseconds of latency up to like 50 plus. So it's kind of like when you move your mouse, you wait and then your screen moves. And then you move your mouse this way and then you wait and then your character moves. So upscaling is pretty annoying in my opinion. But yeah, I don't think the 5070 is a bad GPU. 4080 beats 5070, yeah, but a 4080 is like $1,000 and a 5070 is like 500 bucks. I believe you can get a new one sometimes from Walmart for like 505. That's the cheapest brand new 5070 I've seen, which isn't too bad. All right, I think I'm caught up to everyone. Hopefully. What's the best GPU for 350? 9060 XT, 16 gigabyte. I think I've seen a couple listings on Amazon during Prime Day for 359. Wish they added more VRAM to laptop version of 5070. Yeah, that's tough. Do you know the Lightbase 600 comes with good fans? And what case fans would you recommend? I like fans from iKohler. They're probably my favorite company. The V2s and the V3s are really cheap. I think I'd seen the V2s recently for like $20 for a 3-pack. And they're insane. The Be Quiet case does come with pretty good stock fans. I mean, I do like them, but if you just want the infinity mirror look like everybody else, just buy them separate. Yeah, I got a pretty good CPU, the Ryzen 7800X 3D and a 5070 for 570. Yeah, that's a well-rounded setup right there. That'll last a long time. Best CPU and GPU for $1,500. Gosh, for like those two together, you could get easily a 9800X 3D and a 9070 XT for that price. So yeah, 9070 XT, 719, 9800X 3D, right under like 500. I mean, that's the most I'd spend. That's like 1,300 bucks. So yeah, get a 9800X 3D and a 9070 XT. That's more than enough. More than enough, yo. Do PCI 5.0 SSDs matter for gaming? Is it just marketing? It's just marketing. I mean, even if you're doing like a giant 4K project, your Gen 5 SSD is gonna beat your Gen 4 SSD by 2 minutes. Oh wow, 2 minutes more of your day you get because you spent $100 more on your SSD. Do you like RGB mousepad and monitor? No, I like glass mousepads. And with the RGB on your monitor, that doesn't really matter at all. Will it bottleneck if I pair the 77 or 7800X 3D with the 5080? No, not at all. You can play any game super smooth, any task, any work task, anything. Yeah, really balanced setup. 7800X 3D is super good. I really liked it when I had it. I really liked the 9800X 3D. I even like the 5900X. What's in the build behind me? A 9800X 3D and a 9070 XT. Probably head over here for a better angle. Do you think the Ryzen 9s or 8 cores are matter for streaming? Didn't make a whole lot of sense, but I think entry level AM5 even has enough like cores and, you know, to stream while you game. What your setup price is around 2,000 bucks. Yeah, I've seen the gold 5090. There's no shop or place to buy PC components your country smash for you to buy. I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about like buying PC parts internationally. Yeah, I think I'm all cut up. I feel like I'm pretty fast at reading these questions, you guys. Nice PC, thank you. Yeah, it was a really fun build. I have a long form video on my channel for this PC build. It was super fun to do. I could zoom out and show you guys the whole setup. Currently building our Raga Hyperion with 9950 X3D, X670E, 5090, 1600, 48 gigs. Custom loop, would love to hear your thoughts. My thoughts are whoever's gonna use that PC is probably gonna use like 10% of its power. Do you have a stand under your GPU? No, I don't. But the case is lifted off the desk. A lot of people constantly ask that too. Oh, what's the thing you bought for your setup that you don't recommend to other people? Oh, mismatching your monitors. Try to always like get the same monitor brand, or else your colors are gonna be off, and it's just not gonna be fun if you're like super OCD about stuff. So yeah, stick with the same monitor brand across like all 3 or 4 or 5 or 2 of your monitors. It really helps, just like with color contrasting, to have the exact same monitor brand. That's why you see a lot of people's like videos, like text, like people's videos, their monitors are like mismatched on the color contrast. Plan to use it for rendering? Yeah, that's what's up. Hey, if you're gonna use it to its full potential, that's what's up. But I feel like a lot of people who buy that expensive of a PC just don't use it for its full potential. I wouldn't even know how, to be honest. I want to buy Lee & Lee uni fans, but they're kind of expensive. Do you know fans that look the same but are cheaper? Yeah, these fans, the Interstellar Eye Cooler V3s. You can find them in my Discord, in my bio, in my Pinterest. It's kind of like all over my my link tree. Pretty easily, you can find these fans. AZOR's fans are good. Do I buy for gaming? Yeah. I'm mainly build gaming PCs. Any tips for my PC so don't waste money? Go with AMD. I'd say AMD, MSI motherboard, Corsair power supply, and then the rest should be pretty easy to figure out. But that's a lot of the components I use consistently, and I feel like I don't waste money on them. They're always really good prices. Or you can hop in my Discord and send in your PC part pickers list. Are the fans wireless? No. I don't know why you'd want wireless fans. Sounds like that would be really annoying to me. Welcome back, Levente. But yeah, right? You would have to like charge your fan pack charger, I guess. That, like, your fans would run out of battery? That's pretty wild. What CPU AIO do you have? Thermalright? Yes, Thermalright Infinity. I usually get a 360mm one for $56. What's my PC specs? It's a 9070 XT, 9800 X3D. Do wireless fans have input delay? Probably not. At least like the Lee & Lee ones. They probably made them pretty high quality. Like the RGB doesn't have any input delay. So it won't like lag and have low like FPS, I guess. Do you need additional USB ports if you have 11 fans total on your PC? No, you don't use USB ports. You use system fan headers on your motherboard. And then you just have to make sure your power supply is... yeah, I knew what you meant, Levente. Oh yeah, you're good, G. Oh, there are wireless fans from Lee & Lee, just need a PWM cable for power? Yeah, I thought you meant like the legit like power wireless ones, but these are cableless, I think is the word you're looking for, where they daisy chain and click together. It's called cableless fans. They do have wireless fans, but Lee & Lee fans are cableless, Interstellar Eye Cooler fans are cableless. These ones also can change from intake to exhaust with the flip of a switch, which the Lee & Lee ones can't. So there are a few benefits not only you're gonna pay a third of the price for these and they look better, but you can change from intake to exhaust. These are from iKohler. Best budget AM5 motherboards in your opinion? Always MSI. Any MSI board. I bought a few X670Es. I bought an X870. I buy a lot of B550s. Your thoughts about the Arachnid from Origin PC? I don't keep up with a lot of pre-builts, but I doubt it's a good price. All right, I think I'm caught up with everyone's questions, most of the questions, so I'll show you guys my setup. And again, anyone who wants to join the Discord can, and I'll help you guys out a lot more with your builds in there. And so will everyone else in my Discord, because everybody's super cool. All right, you guys, so it's kind of my full setup right here. Which case is this? This is the Be Quiet Light Base 600. Yeah, Be Quiet Light Base 600 I use at my desk here. And it looks pretty good. I like it. My desk is huge, so if you do want to get this case, you definitely have to have a ginormous desk. Like giant. Like I think this is 30 by 50, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it's a pretty big case for sure. It looks super cool. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, just to not run multiple RGB softwares, just use Signal RGB. Nice setup, thank you. What's your top tier PC you've personally built? Probably a water-cooled 5090 build. I did a while ago. Yeah, I'd done it with a buddy of mine. It was his build. Do you have an AIO? Yeah, this PC has an AIO. Yes, it does. What are the specs in this PC? Specs for this PC, full specs are in my Discord. But you can find a lot of stuff about it on my channel. And on my long form content, has a 9070 XT and a 9800X 3D. Nice setup, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, triple monitor is a little overkill for me. But I'd say I like this 32-inch ultra wide, and I like the one I have below it a lot. Sometimes I don't even run this side monitor. But yeah, Infinite, if you're having a lot of issues with your RGB, just use Signal RGB. They aren't going to be the same color tone, but it'll help you reduce all the different software you use for your RGB components. What monitors do I have? The bottom one's an Arzopa, top one's a Gigabyte, and the side one's an MSI. 32-inch ultra-wide 4K. This one's 240 hertz. And the bottom one's 2K. Question: if you have 3 intake, 3 exhaust, and an AO, but no back exhaust, good for temps. Are you doing a push-pull setup on your AIO? Is that what you're talking about? I just get Windows 11. Yeah, but Hunter, if you're doing a push-pull setup, you have it push-pull on your AIO, you don't need some exhaust in your case. You're already favoring your GPU temps if you have your radiator set to exhaust with a push-pull setup. Even though AIO is reliable, why not go full custom loop? I feel like in 2020, full custom loops were like, after 2020, it kind of became pointless. Where intake from? On the bottom. The case is lifted off the desk. No push-pull, 3 in front intake and 3 on AIO exhaust. Yeah, like I was saying, if you have your full radiator exhausting out your case, you won't see CPU temperatures decrease. Yeah. You only will if your radiator is pushing air inside the case. You're essentially taking hot air from inside the case and pushing it through the radiator, so you aren't going to see a temperature decrease on a push-pull setup that's pushing air outside of the case. What fans are these? These are iCooler fans. Sick case. This is the Be Quiet Light Base 600. I recently switched to Windows 11 on my new build, but Windows 11 feels really laggy. It shouldn't. You could de-bloat it. Wouldn't take too long. That would help. What games do I play? I've been playing a lot of Deadlock. Definitely tons of Deadlock. What GPU? It's a 9070 XT. I don't even know where the box is. Yeah, Power Color, Devil Color. How's the FPS? Amazing. I get 400 FPS at 4K. What keyboard is this? It's in my bio in my link tree. It's got XVX keycaps. It's pretty cool. Welcome in everyone. So yeah, that's my full setup with my little mini PC over yonder. Very cool looking. I do love it. I do love that keyboard. It sounds great too. Yeah, I like this build a lot. I was pretty happy with the way it turned out, especially for my long form video, how I built this. It was pretty crazy. Can I show more into the case? Yeah. Mini screen in the side here, too. Playing anything through more on the side intake rather than back exhaust. Yeah, that sounds cool. The cool thing about these fans is these fans switch from intake to exhaust with the flip of a switch. So you have a little switch built in. I'll have to grab extras to show you guys. But yeah, they're really cool. Yeah, it is a huge plus for that stuff. I don't have a guide on how to deep load 11. Sick looking. Thanks, Gigi. I think the Zotab amp from 50 series would also fit in this case aesthetically. Yeah, it would look super good. But yeah, I feel like GPUs and CPUs, they just stay cool enough for gaming scenarios, and you don't get a lot more headroom by custom water cooling your PC, and then you just get more of a maintenance issues and longevity. I know there is a cool type of coolant stuff you can add to make it where your coolant doesn't get dirty. I think that's pretty awesome. All right, you guys, I think I'm gonna end the stream. Ending the stream here on YouTube. Like I said, I got more stuff about this PC in my link tree if anyone wants to know anything more about it. But everyone have a blessed day and peace out, y'all.